Ever wondered how someone could turn just 40 bucks and a sewing machine into a billion-dollar empire? That's not a movie plot, it's the real story of Daymond John, the mastermind behind FUBU. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible journey of a kid from Queens, New York, who hustled his way to the top and became a star on Shark Tank. This isn't just a success story, it's a blueprint for anyone with a dream. Picture this, it's the early 90s in Hollis, Queens. Hip-hop culture is exploding, but the big fashion brands just don't get it. They're not making clothes for the community, by the community. Daymond John saw this gap. He noticed that a popular style of wool ski hat was being sold for around 20 bucks, but he knew he could make them for much less. So, he asked his mom to teach him how to sew. With $40 worth of fabric, he and his friends made about 80 hats in a single day. They hit the streets, sold them for $10 each, and made 800 bucks in just a few hours. That was the light bulb moment. He realized he was onto something big. This wasn't some overnight success story, though. While he was building his brand from the ground up, Daymond was still working a full-time job at Red Lobster. He'd work his shift, then go home and spend his nights sewing, designing, and packaging orders. He was funding his dream one shrimp platter at a time. This grind, this relentless hustle, is the part of the story that often gets overlooked. It's easy to see the success now, but it was built on sleepless nights and unwavering dedication. He wasn't just selling clothes, he was selling a vision, a brand that stood for something, for us, by us. That's what FUBU stands for. It was a declaration, a statement that this brand was authentic to the culture it represented. Daymond knew that to make FUBU a household name, he needed more than just a great product. He needed credibility. He needed the right people to wear his gear. Living in Hollis, he was neighbors with an up-and-coming artist who would soon become a global superstar, Cool J. Daymond literally packed his car with FUBU gear, drove down the street, and waited outside his house for hours, hoping for a chance to pitch him. When he finally got a moment, he gave him a bunch of clothes. It was a huge gamble. A few weeks later, Cool J wore a FUBU hat in one of his music videos. The brand exploded. But that wasn't even the craziest part. One of the most legendary stories in marketing history happened right after this. Cool J was hired to be in a promotional ad for The Gap. During the commercial shoot, he wore a FUBU hat and, completely unscripted, worked the phrase "for us," "buy us" into his rap. The executives at The Gap had no idea what it meant, so they just left it in the final ad. They basically paid millions of dollars to advertise FUBU to a global audience. Phones at FUBU headquarters started ringing off the hook. Orders flooded in. That single moment was a game-changer, catapulting the brand from a local favorite to an international phenomenon. It was brilliant, guerrilla marketing before we even had a term for it. With this newfound fame came a whole new set of problems. Suddenly, they had over $300,000 in orders but no money to produce them. They went to 27 different banks trying to get a loan, and every single one of them said no. They didn't understand the business. They didn't see the potential. It was a make or break moment. Daymond was on the verge of giving up. Feeling defeated, he placed a classified ad in the newspaper looking for a strategic partner. This simple ad would change everything. He got a call from Samsung. Yes, the electronics giant. They saw the potential in FUBU and its connection to the youth market. Samsung offered to partner with them, providing the distribution and financing they desperately needed. This partnership allowed FUBU to scale up its production and meet the overwhelming demand. It was the final piece of the puzzle. With Samsung's backing, FUBU went from a small, home-based operation to a global fashion powerhouse, generating hundreds of millions of dollars in sales annually. At its peak, FUBU was making over $350 million a year and was available in stores all over the world. So what can we learn from Daymond John's incredible journey? First, start small but think big. He didn't wait for $1 million investment. He started with what he had, $40, and proved his concept on a small scale. He called this the power of broke. When you have no money, you're forced to be creative, resourceful, and innovative. Your focus becomes your greatest asset. Second, understand your customer inside and out. Daymond wasn't just selling clothes, he was part of the culture he was selling to. He knew what his audience wanted because he was his audience. This authenticity is something money can't buy, and it's why FUBU resonated so deeply with people. He built a brand that people felt a part of, a movement they wanted to represent. Third, persistence is everything. Think about it. He worked a full-time job to fund his side hustle. He got rejected by 27 banks. He waited outside the Cool G's house for hours. Most people would have given up at any one of those points. But Daymond's belief in his vision never wavered. He understood that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of success. Every no just fueled his determination to find a yes. And finally, leverage your network and be bold. The Cool J moment wasn't just luck, it was the result of Daymond putting himself out there, taking a risk, and asking for what he wanted. He knew the power of celebrity endorsement long before the age of influencers and social media. He created his own opportunities. From selling hats on a street corner in Queens to becoming a celebrated investor on Shark Tank, Daymond John's story is a powerful testament to the American dream. He proved that with hustle, a clear vision, and an unbreakable spirit, you can build an empire from absolutely nothing. His journey shows that you don't need a fancy degree, a rich family, or a network of investors to succeed. What you need is an idea you believe in, a work ethic that won't quit, and the courage to bet on yourself, even when no one else will. So, the next time you feel like you're starting with nothing, remember the story of Daymond John. Remember the power of broke. Your limitations can become your greatest strengths, forcing you to think differently and out-hustle the competition. Thanks for watching The Alpha Fortune. We hope this story inspired you as much as it inspired us. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur or just love a good story of triumph against the odds, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have plenty more stories of how ordinary people build extraordinary fortunes coming your way. Let us know in the comments which entrepreneur's story you want to see next. Until then, keep hustling.